Hello, welcome to my first vampire playlist game. This is the REBBL Greenhorn. So we have some slightly different rules to normal vampire play, in that the idea of this tournament is to get as much SPP on your players as possible, which is what I will be trying to do. It's a 4-game tournament, so I'm intending to do a few replay recordings and sort of go through what I'm thinking and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And hopefully people will enjoy it and maybe learn something from the vampire play. So my starting lineup with vamps is 3 vampires, 4 rerolls, and 9 thralls to take us up to 12 players.
Chaos teams hit really hard.
As we can see in this game,
this should be a fun
we have there we go, the Chaos team chose to receive, which they're hitting first, which is, I don't know, not bad for a vampire team. You know, they're great on defense, they're not so good on offense. These are completely fresh rookie teams, so we won't need to have a look at any of the skills because nobody has any. So for me, standard rule of 5 set up here, keeping the 3 vampires at the back here protected so they can't be blitzed, and just looking to react to whatever my opponent does with his setup, and to hopefully try and steal the ball and get as much vamp SPP as possible. Those are the 3 obviously best players in the team. And the rest can sort of sacrificial lambs. I do not start with an Apo, and that I think is probably the #1 pick as soon as you get some cash, because the regen on the vampires is great, but you also want to have that Apo as a sort of safety net just in case anything serious happens to them.
The attacker has an assist.
So, first turn, we have Chaos rolling a nice 1 in 9 there, which is pretty helpful for them. They only have 3 rerolls to start with, so eating 1 on turn 1 is great.
This is going to be decisive. That player is about to get punched above and below the belt at the same time.
And as you can see, I'm pretty happy with that first LOS blocks. 2 stuns only on AB7. You know, no removals. That's absolutely brilliant. My opponent has just realised that he's forgotten to blitz before he does the pass, which he was writing in chat at the time. But as it's Greenhorn, he was going for the SPP, and nice double skull for him there. So, you know, that is a heck of a good turn from a vampire perspective. No removals, a couple of stuns, but we're okay with that. So here, first turn on defense, I'm looking to minimise the hits I'm sort of giving away. There's no chance of getting the balls, there's no point basing as much as possible. 1 in 9 for my first blitz of the game, and then following into Bush Skull. Blitzing from this angle so that when the Beastman's here, if I do get the knockdown, I can then push him into this square here, which means he's then based by the Thrall, which makes his next turn difficult. Bring up Thrall here to protect the vamp, not letting Chaos hit the vampires, and then just forming a screen in order to protect the vampires. And again, just moving the vampire up here so that we've now got 2 people on this Beastman, so he's going to have to dodge away rather than stand up, otherwise he's giving away a free hit. And didn't even move this vamp. I don't want to risk the bloodlust. And then biting a Thrall and potentially removing one of my own players. So again, we have Beastman going after Thrall. Fair enough.
Need to be close. Smell your breath and see the dead insects in your teeth.
And again, no armor break, no removal. Fantastic. We're good at this point.
They shot that ball out of their hands like a cannonball from a
And
lead
yes,
belcher.
this is Greenhorn. So again, the idea for the Chaos Coach is to try and get as much SPP as possible in these games, which is why we are seeing all this passing going on.
By God, sometimes I'm glad I don't have a pulse.
So this turn, standing a thrall up next to the Beastman and putting one here, so now he's got a very difficult dodge away if he does stand up. Again, blitzing with the vamp here.
Seems a little stunned.
I'll tell you what I was thinking, which was I'll just okay, what we're trying to do was achieve a surf. So if the vampire had come into here, we had a beastman standing here, and we had a thrall here, so the vampire would have blitzed for a push to push him there. We'd have then got one of the thralls to run behind him and push out the beastman. Because I think trading a 60k beastman for what was a 40k thrall, because he'd have ended up standing on the edge of the sideline, was absolutely well worth it. It was a 3+. I wasn't going to re-roll it if it failed, because we weren't at risk of anything else. We weren't giving away anything. And as you see, we had a beastman having to dodge out here and here, making some dice rolls. We rolled 6s, but you know, it was just putting a bit of pressure on him. This turn, planning where the vamps are going. First of all, and where the blitz is, and once I know where that is, I then move the thralls accordingly, which is why we have one here, in case we have a bloodlust. And again, blitzing from this angle, so when we get the knockdown, we have the beastman based against a thrall, which means he either has to stand him up and take a hit, or dodge away. And again, look, the screen across here, so we've got the two vamps protected. This guy hasn't even moved all game, there's been no point. I don't want to risk a bloodlust, I don't want to risk biting anyone.
Smells like a good old-fashioned fight.
What can you do against a full-speed horned opponent?
The aim between the eyes.
And again, now we have Chaos trying to get some SPP, I think.
That's the ball going
Hence these passes. Now he has a strength 4 ball carrier, which is going to make it a little hard to sack and get the ball off him. We'll see how this progresses. And again, look, this is the point about basing the down guys when you're with the blitz angle, so that then he has to make them dice roll, and then he ends up on the floor, and he's in a bit of trouble. Okay, so I think I'm looking at trying to again exert pressure on this beastman from memory, which is probably why I blitzed this beastman, I think. We'll see. Yeah, there we go. And again, this angle, pushes would be here, push down would be there. And we protect the vamp, we'll move the thrall up, no doubt. Oh, there you go, to there. Make it a bit harder for him. And again, and just retreating a little bit from the line here, building a screen still, giving Chaos the option of pushing through here. We've got two vamps over here. I'd kind of quite like him to do that, I think, because it's in my interest for him to score, or try and get him to score, because then I get the ball back and then I can farm some passes with some SPP for the vamps. I think at this point in time, my opponent thinks, right, I've had enough of this, which is why he starts basing the thralls with the strength 4, which is actually really awkward from my perspective, because they don't have the strength, we have no guard. It's going to take 3 players in order to get 2 dice on these guys. And again, because we're exerting the pressure on the beastman, he's blitzing away here, trying to get his players back into the game. And we suffer our first removal, turn 5. Absolutely delighted with that.
Possibly off his mortal coil.
And he decides not to dodge away here, so again we've got a free hit, which is really nice. And again, the pressure on Beastman causes him to make that dodge and fail. If he just stood him up, we'd have been surfing him for sure. So the idea is, thanks very much for the hit. Take it, push him here, so that he's under pressure again. And we follow. I can't quite remember what I do on this turn. I think we're looking for maybe a Hypno Gaze and a hit on the carrier. So we've opened up this part of the cage.
No, don't look. You'll fall into his trap.
Okay, we now have both of these guys gazed. We now have an assist on the for the 2 dice blitz on the carrier.
They're attacking the ball carrier, Bob.
I know, Jim. I'm watching the same match as you.
We get the sack.
This is fighting.
And not the greatest scatter in the world. I decided to leave the vamp based against the Beastman.
He's dead, Jim. But not as we would. Sorry.
And we get a 1 dice on the Chaos Warrior, which sadly kills the Thrall, which is not quite the result I was after. But we have both these Chaos Warriors hit mode, which will cause my opponent a bit of trouble. And because he's now out of rerolls, he's in trouble, and for some obscure reason we've managed to stun the Chaos Warrior ball carrier and stun the other Chaos Warrior, which is fantastic. We've been pretty lucky on the armor rolls in this game thus far. Okay, so I'm after getting the ball. I'm going for the scatter here because it's in 3 tackle zones. Lovely double skulls, just what we needed. Opening dice rolls of the game for half. Turn even, what am I trying to say? Okay, good scatter for us, it's coming back to our lines. And now I'm just trying to cover the ball. Again, I could risk the hit. We have a Thrall down here, so even if he had Bloodlusted, we'd have been fine on that. It was a 1 in 9. Now I'm just working out what I'm doing with the vamp.
That's gutsy and brilliant. Taking the ball from right under the opponent.
I'm pretty happy with picking the ball up. 1 dice skull again. I think that just goes to prove that at the moment I should not be taking 1 dice blocks. It's not going well for me in that respect. But as you can see, because my opponent didn't activate this Chaos Warrior in his last turn, he's still hypno-gazed, which means he's absolutely useless, no tackle zones at the moment. Right, opponent has no reroll, so everything is risky at the moment for him. He's just trying to work out what to do and how to get 2 dice onto the vamp.
This player likes
I think
to be
there are a
well
couple of ways of
assisted
doing
in
it,
the
but I
fight.
think he screws it up, sadly. Fortunately for me.
This
Gets 1 dice and
especially if the
it's a
ball
skull.
goes down.
I think this game is lessened in that you shouldn't be making 1 dice blocks, because they tend to go badly, unless you're a dwarf. Okay, so here we've got 2 turns. I'm just trying to work out how I make a scoring play, what we do, which is why this Thrall is advancing up the pitch. He's only moved 2 because I think we're trying to reroll 1 in 9 on there, which is less than helpful.
Well done. Ball carrier.
What we're trying to do is create some space for the ball carrier to head up the pitch, probably get a pass off to this vamp. He fortunately didn't bloodlust, so we're very happy, and hence why the blitz is coming in on this Beastman. And here we're looking at the 2+ dodge away, and the 2+ dodge away from here, so we need a bloodlust, which is why this tool is up here, because we knew that this was where we're going to try and end up. So we planned where the vamps are going before we move them, put the thralls in place for the bloodlusts. And and then we try and protect the pass with this vamp, so that if he does make it, we have some form of screen from this guy, this beastman who is coming out to sack, which is why we're moving the throw around here to try and get the screen. And my opponent won in 9s. Absolutely brilliant. Though I did actually make a mistake here. This thrall is too far away to go and support that vampire on that sort of replay. You have to, if you fail the bloodlust, you need to make sure that there is a thrall available to fight before the vampire can spawn. And the thrall needed a GFI to get in range, whereas if I'd moved him one closer to the end zone on that previous turn, I wouldn't have needed to. So that was actually a mistake I had done. Didn't plan that properly in terms of my last turn, but we get the steal and the score. I think we're pretty lucky on the AV breaks where we were. Not so lucky on the KOs and the returns, which I think means we're down 2 players to start with for this half. But happy enough, we managed to get a pass on a vampire and a touchdown.
This team
So
needs to remain
that's a
calm
fairly decent start.
and collected, or else they'll be kicking the ball back to the winning team again.
Follow the vamp. So we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, we're two players down. And so the plan for this half would be, because it's Greenhorn, to try and get some SPP on the vampires as much as possible. So I'll probably be putting a couple back in order to farm some vanity passes, taking what points I can. And just trying to get some SPP to start with, and stall out 8 turns to try and win the game 2-0. Let's see how that turns out. Right, I will just flick through this setup because it's not very interesting. As you can see, we have a thrall back here to fight if we need to in terms of the setup.
So I'm not going to talk about it again.
Good kickoff event for me. Ball very nice and close, and we start with a 1 in 9, which is the way everyone's turns started in this game. So I realise I've used the reroll, so cover the ball a little bit just to protect it. Try and form some form of screen here.
Unity is strength.
And then taking the 1 in 9 blocks.
This player likes to be well assisted in fight.
Again, trying to screen off this right side of the pitch in order to be able to pass. And sadly, we didn't manage to get any vamp SPP here.
And they still couldn't.
I believe what I would have done was blitzed probably this beastman with the vampire, hit the AV8 if possible, but sadly this has actually left the vampire out on his own, available to be hit, which I think is a mistake for me. You want to protect your vampires as much as possible with thralls, and now, exactly as I've been doing to his beastman, he's done exactly the same to me with this vampire, creating that sort of caged in element. Very, very much so now, making it very difficult for me to get out for that vampire. Well, 3+2+, but they're not dice rolls you want to take. And as you can see, we're being sort of hemmed in already on this right side of the pitch. Again, I'm not too worried about it. You know, we've got loads of turns in order to try and rectify this. I'm literally, my only concern is trying to get SPP on my players. So again, blitzing from this angle, knockdown would be pushed there, to put the pressure on, push is over to there, and here we're forming some form of a screen around here in order to protect us. We don't reroll the bloodlust because we've got a thrall able to be bitten, but we do have to reroll the pickup because he failed the bloodlust. And sadly, he doesn't manage to pick up the ball, and we're now down a vampire. This does not look so good for us anymore.
Clearly states the risk of blood loss.
We have a vamp on the floor, we have no ball tackle zones on the ball, we have a screen, but he's able to bust through it fairly easily and get onto the ball. And this just goes to prove what I was talking about with the vamps being pretty decent on defence, but not very good on offence, particularly at early level stage if they're running all these ones.
And it didn't come off.
Unfortunately, my opponent fails the GFI, doesn't have the reroll for the pickup, and he's in a bit of trouble. I'd have probably moved a few more players first before I went after the ball, but okay. Now I'm blitzing with a thrall here because I know I want to go and pick up the ball with a vampire, because I want to go and make a pass, I think, with the vampire. And that is why I suspect this vampire is going to end up somewhere around here. Oh, there you go. There, he's now in the cage. He's going to receive the ball once this vampire comes and picks it up.
They've grabbed the ball. A wise move, as it's quite fundamental to the game.
And we have a slight protection around the ball for the pass in case he fails it.
Castles aren't full of devoted thralls.
That says maybe.
But we get the SPP, which is what we're after with the REBBL Greenhorn and this team. And we have a screen now around the vampire, the ball carrier. So, literally, my plan is every turn, work out where the vampires are passing to each other from, move the thralls beforehand, try and create that cage and screen around them, and pass, because I know that I'm basically fighting a losing battle here. We're down a lot of players now, and Chaos are just going to be able to surround us, and they'll eventually get the ball. So I'm just looking to try and get any SPP that's available to me, and as you can see, we're being based now by strength 4 guys with the assists. This is not looking very healthy for us. We have another thrall stunned here. I probably attack this right side. And again, we have a thrall here available to be bitten if needed. Now, if I wanted to, so here I am, I'm looking at where I'm passing and who's passing to who. We don't mind felling the ball, we do mind felling the bloodlust. But we have a thrall available to be bitten if necessary, so that's why we don't reroll it, which is why we have to reroll the dodge. Failure would have left us with 1 vampire on the pitch, which isn't so good. And we bite the thrall there, which ruins our block over there, but we do get another piece of SPP, which is the intention here. We've now got the screen protecting from this left side. I think I probably want to dodge out, possibly to around here in order to protect the vampire a little bit more, but as you can see, we're slowly being hemmed in, we're running out of players, the vamps are removing their own, which is why you have to be so careful with your reroll management in terms of bloodlusts. You don't want to remove your players, but at this early stage, if they're going to fail dodges and you're making passes, I'd rather be potentially removing my own players in order to farm the SPP as much as possible. And yeah, we are now in a lot of trouble here. My opponent is slowly moving players in, making it even harder for us to sneak up the sideline, do anything really. So we tried to hypno gaze from the floor, just to try and be able to probably 1 dice blitz with this vampire away, or 2 dice blitz if it had been a successful hypno, because he would have been the assist on the knockdown. Sadly it didn't work, so we just blitz and realised that we failed the bloodlust, which means I need a thrall to bite. I want to be going forward if possible. There's no other thrall available, otherwise we lose the ball. So now we are in even more trouble, so I suspect this will be the last turn that we hold the ball. Put a thrall out here just on the off chance we can do anything in the next turns, but I imagine we are going to get sacked very, very rapidly now. I wanted to hypno from the floor the previous turn because I knew if I stood him up, I'm going to give away a hit on a vampire. I don't have an ampo. I didn't want to do that.
If the player is pushed here,
Opponent does well in terms of blitz direction, giving himself multiple more follow-up hits if needed on the carrier. Not needed at all. And he marks the thrall as well, which is I don't think that necessary. He outnumbers us so heavily that there's nowhere.
Not a wise place to end your turn on the border of the pitch.
Now he's left someone on the sideline. I haven't got many players left. I think I'm probably going to try and go for a surf here,
to piece the body back
knowing me. I think there's probably a 1 dice blitz with this vamp into this beastman, and then probably a red dice surf on the Chaos Warrior available. And that's why we have the dodge and the mark up there. And we get the knockdown. We're not going to follow up, that's too close. And the red dice surf, we don't get it. But I think by this time I had given up on the game as a competitive element, or even the ball. So I was fairly happy with the SPB that I got thus far.
Now that's
happy to see that he's pushing my vampires away from the ball, which means they are less likely to be hit, I think, rather than if they're standing up near the ball on the next turn. Again, my opponent's doing well, maximising the hits that he can take. And as you can see, his rerolls much better in this half. He's still got 2 left. Me, I'm all out of mine. A lot earlier due to the re-rolling of the dodges and the pickups, in order to try and keep my players on the pitch. And he goes with the Chaos Warrior for the touchdown, I think, here.
All is secure. Can the other team
understandable.
steal away?
You want to get those levels as soon as possible. For me, I've got a down thrall, so I can just blitz safely, well, relatively safely from there. Just trying to go for a Kaz. We don't get anything. And so we have a thrall trying to protect the vampire. Take a 1 dice block, hits the skull. I haven't learnt my lesson, clearly. But the other vampires and thralls are down on the floor because I don't want to take any dice rolls. I don't need to risk injuries on those guys. And not much more to say about the game in terms of vamp analysis and play. I think it just proved the point. They are not particularly great on offense, particularly if they start rolling their wands with their bloodlust and their dodges and their pickups. But on defense, they can cause some headaches at rookie level. I suspect I'd probably blitz or attempt to blitz with this vampire in order to get a follow-up hit with this vamp if he doesn't get the knockdown. Fails the bloodlust anyway, which means it's probably it may have actually been better to just run him off and not bloodlust, but not actually fight anything. Because I don't really need to do anything else with the team, I don't think. Perhaps I just run away this other vampire in order to try and avoid him getting hit. Yep, I do. And I keep the other thralls on the floor because it doesn't get me anywhere. And they score, and we get 1-1 draw for the first game of Rebel, which I'm very, very happy with.
That's blood bowl. You can never really count a team truly.
And we have a dead thrall, but, you know, that's 40 grand.
And even then,
we're not too worried about
might
it.
not be the end.
So
If the ref
we have a thrall MVP. But, that's to be expected with the number of thralls versus the number of vamps we have. We have same level of armor breaks, which is ridiculous given that I'm AV7 and AV8 versus his AV8 and AV9. Let's have a quick look at stats. 29 blocks to 24. Again, if you ever keep the blocks down to under 30 a game, I think you've done pretty well. So both of us did that, which is pretty great. Stats on that, yeah, fine. You know, it is whatever. SPP wise, MVP Thrall, Pain 2 on this vampire, 1 on this one, 3 on this one. So we've got all the vamps, a couple of SPPs. They're all available to be hopefully leveled up in the next game. And there you go. That concludes the first match of the REBBL Greenhorn, the vamp playlist. Hope you enjoyed.